Hello guys and welcome to a very damp qualify session here for the final round of LOE Season 2 here with the lads at D2 in the commentary booth. As always, myself, Ivor Bryn Mike, joined by my right hand man, Ghost Recon. How are you doing today, Ghost?
Doing alright, just grabbing an umbrella for this intense last race here in Brazil. So right now, we have we still have this, the driver's I apologize. The driver's standings has already been confirmed with Campbell from Belgium, but now we still have a deciding factor for the constructors between Red Bull and Ferrari, so Campbell and J. Cole need to have good finish if they want to secure the win.
Yep, Ferraris, they just need to do well here. I mean, they don't necessarily need the 1-2, but obviously these intermediate conditions, from what it looks like, on board with Campbell, who has just gone straight into the pit wall and lost half of his front wing straight away, just showing the conditions right there. The Red Bull lads are going to be looking to try and replicate what the D3 Red Bull teammates done, and not try to replicate what the D1 Red Bulls did.
That's quite an intense weekend for the Red Bulls in all divisions. Is it going to be the same here for D2? I'll pull up the chat to see if there's any updates for the weather. It's definitely going to be a wet qualifying. So, and this will bring up an interesting question: are they going to be going for a wet setup just so they can get a good time in qualifying, or are they going to try to go for a dry if it's going to be a dry race?
Well, that's going to be the key question, because we don't know what the weather is going to be like in the race, and it's going to be interesting. But I'm not gonna lie, I kind of feel a little disheartened by the fact that it's the last race of the season.
It is very heartbreaking, especially since this is the last race for this season, and also last week we ended the 2019 season, and also this is the last race of the decade as well as Abu Dhabi, and now going to be seeing some new racing in the new decade.
Yes, and we are all looking forward to what 2020 is going to bring. We do have a few people missing here today. No Mark.
Yeah. Yes, Mark looks like he had to do something, and also Serja is not with us today.
No, but we do have Toxic on provisional pole right now with a 19.2, a good lap there from Toxic. Now, what can his teammate do? Velocity as he goes to the line, looking for the shortest run, and he gets a 20.6, which is good enough at this moment in time for 6th place.
Yeah, and
here comes the Red Bull. The Red Bull, B Morgan goes into second with a 19.3. Now, another person that will be a key factor here is Toxic, because as we've seen over the past few races, Toxic, he has got the pace to be right up there battling with these guys, and if he's there taking points away from Ferrari or Red Bull, it's going to make the Constructors' battle just a little bit more tasty.
Exactly, you are right. He's going to be a key factor into it as well. So Dan really has to look out for Toxic, and not just for Dan, but also Campbell as well. So we're going to be definitely seeing him trying to factor into the Constructors.
And I think Maledictus might have just been held up on his flying lap by the Renault of Is it Bag of Bones? No, it's not. It's Car Mentalist. Apologies.
Carmelos has been really struggling. I think I saw him spun at least 3 times. So, not real. So the rain is not really liking him at this moment.
No, but I would like to know what the conditions are going to be for the race. Whether we're going to see a wet race as J. Cole with an 18.8.
Very good time. Is Dan going to be able to improve? He's come to the straight now. Really low on ERS, but still enough to get him up to across the line.
He's up in the 7th.
Not a real good time for his standards. But
well, as we saw last week with Dan, he qualified somewhat poorly to the standards that we expect of him, being in that championship battle with Campbell, and being in that midfield really cost him because of the incident that happened at the top of Radion, which collected not only J. Cole but also Dan sealing the drivers pretty much for Campbell.
Yeah, that really hurt him in the championship, and it did hurt them a little bit as well in the constructors.
No, they actually gained points on Ferrari in the constructors, because B. Morgan last week picked up the victory with Campbell being the only other Ferrari out on track, managed to come home in second. So 7 points to the good for Red Bull.
My mind was a bit fuzzy now. I told you I was going to be pulling a Crofty today.
That's alright. Are we going to get a Timo Glock type situation into the penultimate corner?
Is that Glock?
Is that Glock? He's going slowly.
But I'm now on board here with Campbell to see if he's going to be able to improve.
As we've just got a message in the chat asking is Discord working. It's not working for me, which is unfortunate because I wish I could have pulled up the championship to show all the battles that were going on. Ghost has managed to get it up on Google though, so he can kind of go through the battles for us as Campbell puts it on pole.
10 points is what separates both the Red Bull and the Ferraris for the constructors. Williams has heavily secured P3. There is no way, and I just now realized Campbell up to provisional pole with an 18.7. Good time for Campbell.
We're going to go on board with B. Morgan while you give the rundown of what's happening in the championship altogether.
Everything else here is free. It's free game. That Haas is in front of Toro Rosso by 33 points, and Toro Rosso is trying to hold up their position for Renault. Renault is holding up for Alfa Romeo, and then Mercedes, and then finally Racing Points. But I feel like
Toxic, an 18.4, absolutely eclipsing the Ferrari's time at this moment.
Wow. Ooh, Campbell loses his back end there on the beginning of the straightaway. But you are right. He just showing that with provisional pole, he could definitely show what's gonna happen here in the championship.
Well, now we're gonna see as B. Morgan is up on his time by a considerable margin. This is going to be comparable to Campbell's time. If he gets a good enough run up the hill, it does look like he's got a pretty decent one. So here he goes to the line. What's this going to be? It's going to be provisional pole, an 18.3. The Red Bull.
Amazing time for him.
What about his teammate? His teammate to the line. Half a second gained. Only puts him up into 7th place, but question is, can Dan kind of match his teammate? because we know B Morgan is very good in these wet conditions.
Yeah, I'm still looking at the championship, and as I say, on how the Mercedes are doing, I do not think they're going to be able to beat Alfa Romeo, and they might struggle. And they might struggle
no, Dylan,
against.
get off the curb!
Oh no!
Dylan just got a little bit too much onto the curb. Lucky to keep a hold of that car. But we do not want to see people riding the curbs too much in these conditions. They can be lethal.
Exactly, it's completely dangerous. But Racing Point needs 25 points compared to the Mercedes, and they will secure 8th place. Alfa Romeo needs to have a really good performance here in order to beat Renault, who are only 26 points ahead of them.
And looking at where both of the Alfa Romeos are actually placed right now, they look to be in position to kind of do that.
Exactly, but also for the Renault, they also have to battle. They also have to battle for Toro Rosso just to secure the fifth position. If Toro Rosso, if they manage to get 34 points, they will actually take 4th position from the Haas, since none of the Haas's have showed up.
Yes, and to point out what that would mean, they would, well, one of them would need to win. One of them would need to win here today. And I believe 4th place for the other one?
Around there.
What do you say the gap was? 30? As Car Mentalist puts it on pole with an 18.2. Good luck there from the Renault.
It is 33 points.
Okay, 33 points, so if they were to finish 2nd and 3rd, they would be on.
Dylan.
They would have exactly 33 points to their tally right there. As Campbell goes on pole with a 18.0, so a good lap there from the Scuderia. I'll tell you what, some of these guys are going to be so key to this Constructors battle. Car Mentalist, Maledictus, Toxic. They're going to be so key to how Red Bull versus Ferrari is going to play out. Not to mention, there's still a little bit of a battle going on in the drivers for 2nd place between both of the Red Bulls. And an outside chance for the 2nd Ferrari driver of J. Cole to try and nab 2nd. But, I mean, J. Cole's got a real task ahead of him if he wants to get that 2nd place.
Exactly. If B. Morgan actually gets more than 8 points from his teammate Dan, he will actually secure 2nd in the Drivers' Champion.
Yeah, so not only do the Red Bulls need to work together to get as many points as they can on Ferrari, they're also going to be competing against each other to try and outdo each other to get ahead in the Drivers' Championship. So are we going to see a Red Bull Civil War? Are we going to see some multi-21s? I don't know. Christian Horner will be looking on.
Definitely a very...
Oh, B. Morgan is a 2nd up on his time in the 2nd sector. This is going to be a monstrous lap from the man in the Red Bull, as he is on the run to the line. What's it going to be? It is a 17.1. 9 tenths quicker than Campbell in second place. What a lap.
Indeed, wow, just very quick through there. Now I'm on board with Dan, see if he's going to be able to improve.
I'm on board with Campbell, who appeared to be a 10th up on his time in the first sector. We'll see what he has now in the second. As he's up by 4 tenths. So the track is evolving. This is getting faster and faster.
Exactly. He is getting quicker. He's going to be crossing the line here. Is he going to be able to improve?
He's ducked out.
Yep, he is an 18.3 up to P5. So that's a really good improvement.
I'll tell you what, Campbell might have just actually made the play of this qualifying session, because he's ducked into the pits now. He should just about have enough time to get back out. He's going to be one of the last cars on track at the end, as we got a yellow flag in sector 2. What's going on here? It's the Mercedes of Tiggerby, as Ben puts it up in the second place. So this track is definitely getting faster and faster. Is Campbell going to come back out? He is coming out, but is he going to be able to get the lap in time? He's got 1 minute and 30 seconds to get around.
I think he can make it.
It's going to be borderline. He is going to have to drive this lap like an absolute flying lap. Right now, the man on provisional pole is the Red Bull of B. Morgan. And J. Cole all the way down in 13th. Not what he would have wanted, but he is up on his time right now.
That he is. I don't know, Campbell. He's gonna be hauled up by Starja. So yeah, this is gonna be huge. Is he? I don't know. Actually, no, I don't think he's gonna make it. He's being held up by Starja, who's doing an outlap.
Yes, we got B. Morgan to the line. He improves with a 16.7. This track is definitely getting faster and faster. Campbell, he is just a few corners away. I think he's going to make it, but he's going to have that racing point completely in front of him for this entire lap.
Yeah,
which
it's
is
going to
not
compromise him.
As J. Cole pops up in the second.
10 seconds, can he make it through? He was heavily held up at the racing point, and
he makes it for the racing point.
Oh,
racing point.
The
racing point
just. Goodness! There you have it.
Oh.
Campbell is not able to improve, and I bet he is furious by that.
And Dan's got ahead of him. Dan up into 5th.
This is definitely what Red Bull needed. Car medalists up to P2, not be able to improve. Can J. Cole or Toxic?
B. Morgan's going quicker.
Well,
B. Morgan 2 tenths up on his time right now as he comes towards the line. And he's run out of fuel.
But yeah. Oh, J. Cole spun! He's not be able to improve.
Oh,
but that
no,
leaves the Toxic now. Is he going to be able to improve?
Toxic, watch out for J. Cole's car. That might have just compromised him just slightly, you know, just maybe losing a little bit now as he comes towards the line. But
it doesn't look like he's using ERS, so I don't think he's able to improve. No, he does not.
And Maledictus appears to be out of fuel. What about Velocity? Velocity into the pit he goes. Starja, as we know.
So there you have it. That will be our starting grid.
The biggest talking point of that qualifying session not only was the insane pace on B. Morgan, but the incident between Starja and Campbell, who are going to be side by side with each other going into turn 1. That's going to be looked at after the race, I can guarantee that.
Yep, stewards are going to be required. without a doubt.
100%.
So this is definitely going to be a Glock moment.
As Dave puts in the chat, Starcher didn't show good awareness there. I mean, I don't think there was any awareness there, but we do have B. Morgan on pole position with a 16.7 with Car Mentalist alongside J. Cole in third. So there's a Ferrari up there with the Red Bull. Toxic in fourth. Adventures in fifth. Maledictus in sixth. And then we got Dylan in seventh. Dan is going to be happy to be ahead of Campbell in eighth. Then we got Velocity in ninth. Ben in 10th, and then outside the top 10 with free choice of tyre compound if it's dry, we have Campbell, Starger, Bag of Bones, Tiggerby, and then Harry all the way at the back of the race. As we got comments in the chat asking, is it a dry race? We don't know what the race is going to be like, but it does appear dry at the moment.
Yeah, that definitely looks like a dry one, but the question is it going to stay dry? It's pretty cloudy.
Yeah, it's got that kind of that mixed weather condition feel about it, doesn't it?
It does, really. So we might see some rain towards the end, or in the middle of the race. So we only have to wait and see about this.
Right. Well, here's my predictions. If we see everyone on softs, we can probably guess it's going to rain quite early into the race. If we see some people mixing up, going on the mediums, there might be a complete dry race. Okay, so they're on their formation lap. Let's have a look at the tyres. Toxic has gone for the mediums, so this is interesting. Everyone apart from Toxic and Tiggerby have gone for the soft tyres. Now, we do know that a one-stop is relatively easy here from soft to mediums, but if there's rain, obviously the softs would definitely be the better choice, but I'm not sure if Toxic and Tiggerby have made the correct choice here.
I'm not sure because because we might see drivers do a two stop, especially for the soft. Oh, actually, no, one stop with the soft, because I think all you need is just the soft compound and the hards. But
you don't even need the hards. You don't even need the hards. Mediums.
The medium tire can really hold up on this race, or on this track.
Well, not just that, even the soft tires to hold up very well on this track. You can easily take these softs around about 17, 18 laps. You can take them half the race if you really wanted to.
That's completely true. Now here we are, coming towards the end here.
Obviously, these guys from D2 would have had a chance to have a little look at the D1 and D3 race, so they might be thinking, okay, what lap can I pit in? Because they saw.
Yeah, definitely had to check that out. Now here we are starting with the grid here for the final race of season 2 for League of Europe's here in Brazil. It's 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go. Looks like B. Morgan had an amazing start. Also, Campbell had a good start, too. He's going to dive right in the inside, going wheel to wheel with B. Morgan. But looks like B. Morgan had a better line. That's J. Cole hit the back. Yeah, he hit the back of Car Mentalist. Not sure if he loses any front wing.
No,
but definitely
looks like he's got away with it.
Yeah, looks like it, but looks like he just so managed to hold on to it. Campbell did not look like he gained any positions, nor did Dan.
No, Dan has dropped. Dan has dropped positions.
Maledictus is going wheel to wheel with Campbell, and it looks like Dan is also going to look at the inside, but Campbell managed to get the position done from him. As it looks like we had a lockup from Car Mentalist, though. Car Mentalist really holding. really had a great start with B. Morgan, though, right at the start. So good job for both the cars on the start. As we have a Toro Rosso going the outside of Ben, and he gets the move done. So good move from Harry there. Went a little wide, but still though managed to secure P13.
Right, this is what I want to see right now, the slipstream effect. We all know how powerful DRS is here on this main street, but what about the slipstream?
Yes, the slipstream is going to play a huge factor in the race, and RAP 13 they're going to instantly get DRS in their disposal. And we got a yellow in sector 1. Who was that? Oh, that is Ben. Ben lost it. It looks like he may have hit the wall, but I don't see any damage.
I think I did just see a little bit. I think I saw a little bit just left on the wall there. Now,
yeah, he lost his end plate. That's huge for Ben.
Yeah, but I tell you what's going to be big right now for Toxic. He needs to get back within that second of J. Cole, because if he loses DRS around here on those mediums, he is going to be easy pickings for the guys behind him.
Yeah, so he really needs to book it here. So, and he does have the pace to hold up against these guys. But yeah, I think you were right. The mediums might have been maybe not be the best idea. As now we have DRS available now, so we're going to be definitely seeing the draft. Carmelos is falling a little bit behind from B. Morgan. J. Cool managed to stay in the DRS.
What about velocity down the inside of Dylan into turn 4, and it's a little bit of contact made, but both made it through unscathed.
Still, some really good clean driving for the both of them. So good job on them for not losing it. It is a very tricky corner to try to overtake.
Well, especially at this point in the race where everyone's got DRS on each other.
Exactly. As B. Morgan has already broke off DRS from Carmelis.
Yep, and right now, as it stands, that 10-point gap that Ferrari have to Red Bull, the gap between the points difference.
As now we got J. Cole making a move on Carmelis. He goes at the inside. Looks like he's going to get the job done, though. Good job.
Brilliant move there from the Ferrari driver. And as I was just about to say, that was the gap pretty much gone, so we'll focus on what Campbell and Dan were doing behind. But now J. Cole up in the second. It's just made Dan's job now even more important. He's got to finish ahead of Campbell now.
Exactly. And now Melis Dickus, he gained really great on Campbell in the back, but he had to brake a little early to avoid contact with him. This is actually really close for the midfield.
Yeah, but we got some quick guys towards the back who are going to be making their way through, though. We know.
Biggest loser is Ben. Horrible. He had a horrible crash and the end of lap 1, and he had to pit for a new front wing. So unfortunate for him. Toxic, yeah, he's just struggling with the mediums.
At the moment he's keeping with.
Campbell diving right down the inside of turn 1 on Dylan. Looks like there was just no room to make the overtake. Is he going to try it again? On the straightaway, he had a really great exit. He's going to try to look at the inside, DRS open. And yes, he's going to get inside, diving down. And looks like...
That's a bad camera angle for me.
Dylan, he's coming back at him. He may have come in contact a little bit, though. But Campbell is right ahead. And also, Dickus is getting into it.
Dickus is going to try and follow Campbell through as Dylan goes off track.
He forced him off the track, but it looks like he will get the job done.
And now it is on Dan to get past Dylan. And Dylan just picked up a 3-second time penalty after getting kind of squeezed out off track there.
Yeah, that was just really not his fault. Like, there was just nothing he could do at that point. But yeah, Dan, though, he has to get past Dylan now. He has to stick with these guys, just so he can help secure the points for Red Bull.
Well, right now, B. Morgan is doing exactly what he needs to do. He's definitely, at the moment, got 7 points over J. Cole. That brings the gap down to 3 points. But Campbell, ahead of Dan, is just increasing that gap that Ferrari do have over Red Bull. Dan needs to get a move on.
Yeah, but look at his ERS. He just has nothing to work with.
Yeah, you are right. CRS is completely depleted. And look at Velocity. Velocity done absolute madness to save that amount of ERS. He's on 84% and Car Mentalist on 94%. So we could see a move between him and J. Cole.
I think what he's waiting for is everyone to deplete. And Adventures lost his back end a little bit, and he clipped the grass. That leaves Velocity to put an overtake mode. He's still gonna have DRS. Oh yes, he's gonna have DRS. So that's clean air for him to work with.
Car Mentalist, who's looking to the inside of turn 1. Is he gonna make the move?
No, he was a little too far back. He needs to have a great exit though, but looks like J. Cole had a better exit though. But that's not going to leave him having DRS.
Has had a very lovely slingshot, and here he goes now to the
inside line. Here he goes to the outside. Look, going into turn 4, I believe. Oh, he went a little wide there. They're still going to go wheel to wheel with each other. Car Mentalist is now just ahead.
And J. Cole trying to on the outside. He's going to try and hang it.
He's coming back right at him, but he was he comes in contact. He may have got front wing damage for that.
No, I think
that is Car Mentalist.
I think he got saved there. I don't think he got front wing damage, which is good, but that has now just put Toxic right onto the back of these. Toxic goes down the inside of J. Cole.
Oh, yes, he does.
Alla, Hamilton and Albon.
What a move from Toxic. Just came out of nowhere for that move.
As I just said, Alla, Hamilton on Albon. That move was a same corner as well.
Dylan all over the back of Melodicus. Is he going to try to make a move on him? But they both have DRS, so this is going to be very, very tricky for him.
Oh no, J. Cole's off! J. Cole spun it!
J. Cole is off! Oh no!
That has now just opened the Constructors' Championship right up. J. Cole is now all the way down in 14th place. Red Bull are currently leading the Constructors' Championship if it stays like this.
Oh, as we got a battle between Adventures and Velocity. Velocity still managed to hold on to the position, but he was forced very wide. Campbell is now coming to Adventures. Oh yeah, go to the inside though. Is it that little contact though? It looks like they're both going to hold it. Campbell is still trying to stick to the inside.
And then we got Dylan and
now he's the outside line. Campbell is just not trying to give up.
Side by side everywhere.
And there's also Dylan. He gets the job done on Melodicus though. And they're still going to go wheel to wheel. Adventures and Campbell. Oh, this is amazing racing.
Fantastic. And Dylan, have a look.
Dylan is part of this now.
This is fantastic stuff.
Yeah, I think they're all three going to have DRS though. Adventures doesn't, that leaves Campbell. Dylan is going to go to the inside line. Is it going to be 3 wide? Unbelievable. Dylan now overtaking Adventures.
Campbell.
He comes in contact with Dylan though.
And Dan chucking on the brakes, keeping it clean, making sure he does not get damage off Adventures, who got a little bit wobbly there.
They both have DRS, but Dan has nothing. Like I said, Dan, he has nothing. He needs to save his ERS deployment. So, unbelievable racing between Campbell, Dylan, and Adventures. Unbelievable racing.
And one person who decided to duck out of it was Maledictus, who's come in and chucked on a set of mediums.
Yeah.
He could very well be going to the end, and then of course we got J. Cole, who is not going to be happy with that spin.
Oh no, he did not. I was not sure exactly what happened with him, if he was just like spun by someone or he just made a mistake.
I think he tried to go side by side with Car Mentalist or Toxic, one of them, into turn 1, and slight bit of contact and it just spun him off. That's my guess anyway of what happened. But with J. Cole being down the order now, Campbell knows that both Red Bulls are in the points and he has to get as many points as possible to kind of negate the as we got Dan and Adventure side by side. So Dan trying to get a few more points here for Red Bull. Into the double right-hander, or the triple right-hander actually. Adventure is able to hold it for the time being. But as I was saying, Campbell now, he needs to get as high up as possible to make sure that when J. Cole tries to come back for the field, he doesn't have to get so many points.
But exactly. Now, I say we're really having the gaps now formed up. Dan, he's just, I say, from all the way to the beginning, really struggling to hold up his ERS deployment.
And here goes Campbell on velocity for 4th place. Sorry to cut you off there, Ghost. But lovely move there with DRS on the Alfa Romeo driver.
Yeah, he's going to get the job done with no issue. And he had a really great exit. So that compromised velocity a little bit with the DRS. Oh, Dylan hits the back of velocity. And those tickets! He's out of this race!
I'm going on board with Ben to see what happened. Let me know what's happening right now with Dylan and Velocity, because I see that gap is very close.
Yeah, Dylan is just roaming all over the back, like rubbing all over the back of that gearbox. But it looks like he lost it a little bit, losing a little bit of time to Velocity. But we're going to be seeing how it goes here in the DRS. Velocity has lost the DRS from Campbell, so that leaves Dylan to have a chance to overtake him. He's kind of far behind now. So, oh no, yeah, it looks like he's just way too far and lost too much time. But yeah, now Dan going the outside line of Adventures. They're gonna go wheel to wheel together in turn 1. But looks
Dan's
like
gonna be
Adventures
looking for the better exit. That's exactly what he's doing right now. He is looking for a better exit. He has got the better exit. He is tucked right under the back of
Adventures. Like hard defending in the inside. They're gonna go wheel to wheel. Adventures dives in the inside. They're still gonna go wheel. They're still gonna go wheel to wheel. Adventures hooked into the inside line. Now Dan is trying to stick to it in the inside. Looks like there's no contact with each other. Oh, actually no, there was. Right when I said there was.
Adventures with a 3-second time penalty as well. So every single time we've seen people go side by side through that triple right-hander contact there with Dan.
Lost his back end. He came in contact with Adventures. That is something he did not want to happen. Now but Harry is trying to get into this as well.
He appears to have not got any front wing damage, which is good, and Adventures lets him back through. So a bit of sportsmanship there between the Racing Point and the
as we got Tiggamy. Look at the outside. I'm like,
not
sure if there was any contact or anything.
And now J. Cole back up into the points. Remember the top 12.
Harry, look at the inside of Adventures. Ties to the inside of turn 1. Looks like he's going to get the job done on him.
And Dan into the pits. Dan into the pits for a set of
yes, Dan in the pits. This is good, quite interesting. Now Adventures is trying to get back in Adventures. Adventures, like, hard defending the inside, but he's going to try to send in the outside. He goes really wide and loses it back in a little bit. So that did not help him. Wait, that was a really good job for Adventures to hold on to the car.
Yeah, we are seeing some fantastic battles here at Brazil, and to be honest, this is one of those tracks where it just promotes good racing.
Exactly, it does. To be honest, it's just a great track nonetheless. Like, please bring Brazil back to the last race of the season. looks like Dylan has a good run on velocity. Is he going to try to look at the inside? He does a little bit, but a little too far off to try to... A little too far off to commit to it.
We got Adventures into the pits now. Let's see where Adventures will come out relative to Dan. Let's see how strong the undercut is. As Dan now... Yes. He's going to get past him.
Yeah, it looks like Dan is gonna... Yeah, they're gonna go wheel to wheel here, but looks like Dan has got the overcut on him. So that helped out in Dan's favor.
Yeah, now, interestingly enough, we haven't seen B. Morgan jump into the pits yet. And we haven't seen Carmentless really make any dents into Toxic.
No, not really. And I just now realized Jay Cool has jumped up to P9 from Starja, so he's trying to work his best to get back. Carmentless and Dylan are both now in the pits.
Yep, this is the pit stop window now for these guys.
That it is.
Doesn't get hold up by Dylan, so he's got to be kind of happy about that. Starja picks up a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and we saw how crucial that was earlier in D3.
Oh yeah, very crucial. Now Dan
is actually on the back of Carmentless, so the undercut has proven to be... Well, sorry, no, he's not on the back. He's 6.4 seconds back, but this could be very interesting. Carmentless was on the back of Toxic, so believe that Dan would be somewhere near velocity, perhaps, when these guys make their pit stops. As B. Morgan is into the pit, so our champion, our race leader into the pits, and our champion also into the pits as well. So Campbell and B. Morgan both into the pits. Fresh set of mediums going on, both of them.
Precisely. Now, Campbell is gonna try to stick to the back of B. Morgan though. Is he gonna be able to do any undercuts from the rest of the field? Jay Cool is now, looks like he's gonna be the back of B. Morgan now. And where is Campbell? He's gonna be right behind Bag of Bones.
Yeah, so now this is a crucial point now, because Carmentless could have his teammate hold up Campbell for a little bit to get a gap, get out of DRS, which of course would help out Carmentless's cause. Yeah, won't be so happy for Campbell though.
Yeah, that's what the Red Bulls need. They need the Renaults to try to hold off Campbell for the time being.
As we got velocity into the pits now, so this will be interesting to see how close Dan is to velocity. And here goes Campbell, clean past the Renault of Bag of Bones. Little bit of contact.
Bag of Bones tried getting back on him. Made a little bit of contact though. Definitely, if this was real life, that would have been a puncture right there.
Yep, as we got Dylan setting the fastest lap of the race, so the bonus point at the moment goes to Dylan.
Yeah, and he's in the points, so that is still validated for him.
And Carmentless picks up a 3-second time penalty. How crucial is that going to be?
I think it's going to be crucial towards the very end. It's really hard to break off time with anybody. And now we had Dylan look to the outside of Adventures. Oh, wow! They both come in contact. That leads Adventures to lose his back end a little bit. That is Dylan now up to P11. Right behind his teammates, Harry. So that is good. So that's good. And as I say, I thought his teammate let him by. And now
Right
we
now,
got Jay Cole diving
Campbell.
in the pits now.
Campbell should be able to close up on comment list, but yeah, is he going to go for a lunge into turn one? He is going to go for a lunge. It's into turn one. He does get it done, and comment list looking for a.
Yeah, he's looking for a perfect runoff. But he goes really wide though. That has compromised him a little bit. But that he's still gaining rapidly.
He's going down the inside.
He's gonna send it in. He's gonna go wheel to wheel with Campbell. It looks like Campbell is able to hold him off for right now.
Yeah, great defending there from the Ferrari driver. As Adventures, he's left the session as well.
Oh no. I wonder where he lost it. Because it did not look like he went to the pits.
I don't think he lost it. I think he just retired. But can Carmentless come back at Campbell with DRS? He's just dipped outside the 1 second. He's now back in it though. He does have DRS, which is good for Carmentless. How much is he going to close up to the Ferrari?
Not by much though. He did lose some time while he was trying to battle him. These two are still trying to... These two are a fair battle between each other. That was in Sector 2. I'm not sure what that's for. Herring definitely having a toe from his teammate Dylan, but I do not think Dylan is going to give up the position for Harry. Actually, no, Dylan actually passed him. Just now realized that.
Yeah, Dylan got past his teammate. This is going to be a big roadblock for J. Cole if he catches up to these two.
It really is. So,
looking at the gap between Dan and Velocity, it's not coming down either. So, Dan right now is in a net P5 because we still got Toxic and Tigger B to make their pit stops. Tigger B will drop quite far down the order. Toxic though could be a danger late in this race if he pits onto a set of soft tyres, which I think that is exactly what he's going to do. And he could be pitting at the end of this lap actually, because you can take softs 16 laps.
Yeah, he could. I mean, yeah, he could. But was just not quite sure. As we have both Tiggerby and Toxic, the ones who started this race in the mediums, I think they're not going to be pitting for another, I believe, 3 laps. So they're going to just try to hold on to these tires for right now.
Well, the good news is for Toxic is that B Morgan has not
no,
really
I
been...
said that he dies right in the pits.
Well, he must have heard what I said, saying that you can take softs 16 laps. Will Tiggerby follow him? No, Tiggerby's going to stay out.
It looks like B Morgan is going to get ahead of him, though. He just now got released. So, yeah, B Morgan does get ahead. But how is he going to hold up?
This is going to be very, very interesting now because Campbell is going to come up neck and neck with Toxic.
Yeah, Toxic with the fresher, softer compounds. And he is just right behind Campbell. So definitely, we're going to definitely see a battle between these two. And right behind them is Tiggerby.
Here goes Toxic down the inside. I don't think Campbell was fighting it. I think Campbell was like, okay, you're on soft tyres. Go catch B Morgan, battle him, slow him down for me. That's exactly what Campbell was thinking there.
And he's also got to be careful with tire management as well, because if you're not careful, you can definitely tear up your tires.
Yeah, that is a very good point.
So I think battling him will just hurt him more than benefiting. And he'll also lose precious time against B Morgan as well if he does that.
Well, as it stands at this moment in time, Red Bull will win the Constructors' Championship.
Velocity gaining on Carmelis. He did look at the inside, but he comes in contact though. Not sure if there was any front wing damage. Does not look like
picks
it.
up a 3-second time penalty though.
Very risky trying to dive it into turn 1. Sometimes you can be lucky. It's he hit the back of Carmelis.
Contact, Carmelis going straight off.
And Velocity slowed down to say apologies for that.
Yep, I think that was just a misjudging of the braking zone there from Velocity.
Yeah, I believe that's what happened. Now we got Dylan all over the back of Dan.
Mupai, I'm not sure when we learn because I believe everything will be sorted out within the next week or so when it comes to sign-ups and everything and what division people will be in, etc, etc. So, you know, just keep an eye out on Twitter or in the LOE Discord as we got Dan now under pressure from the Toro Rosso driver
Going
Dylan.
The inside line. It looks like he's gonna have that move done with no issues whatsoever. They both are really extremely low on ERS.
Yep, and question is Toxic going to be the thorn in Red Bull's side? Because we did mention it earlier that he could play a big role here today, and he is closing in on B Morgan at an absolute rate of knots.
That is a good point. So yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see. We have a battle between Velocity and Carmelis. They're actually wheel to wheel right now. Still, but looks like Velocity will get that job done against Carmelis.
That might be a mistake, though. That might be a mistake because now Carmelis will have DRS, and we all know how powerful DRS is on this.
But looks like Velocity had a really great exit, though.
It's not going to be enough.
Carmelis, he's rapidly closing in. He's had a look at the inside line, but yeah, that was enough for him to hold on to it.
And Carmelis did not get a very good run out of the center S's, so Velocity is going to be able to hold it as it is. And behind we got Dan and Dylan having a little bit of a ding dong. And Toxic now in DRS range of B Morgan. Is this going to be where the constructors for Red Bull is lost?
Yeah, J. Cole, he needs to have... I think all he needs to do is just hope that Dan will keep losing places, and he just needs to hold on to P10. And also, yeah, Toxic though, he's also like spoil it for him as well, because he is just rapidly gaining on him.
Yep, those fresh soft tires, and now he's in DRS. They're just going to help him close up, and we could see a move on this next lap. Now, I don't know the number crunching by here. Hang on, let me just do a little bit of math a sec while you take over for 2 seconds.
Oh, J. Cole with a 3-second time penalty, so that is definitely going to affect him.
Okay, so at the moment, Dan picking up 6 points to J. Cole's 3 points. And if Toxic does get past B Morgan, that's only 3 points B Morgan's going to gain on Campbell. So that's only 6 points to the good for Red Bull, which is not enough to claim the constructors. And here goes Toxic around the outside into turn 1.
Oh, and he's squeezing him a little bit, but B Morgan still managed.
And Toxic's got a 3-second time penalty.
I think that's going to be crucial towards the end. Now, B Morgan, he had a good exit there, but Toxic, he has no ERS. He has nothing.
But here's the thing: those fresh soft tyres are going to be able to keep him in good stead for this entire middle sector.
It really will, and that is Toxic.
As Harry had a little look on Dan losing time here, dropping back to Harry instead of catching Dylan.
Yeah, compared to him from last lap, he lost a full second.
And by the way, Car Mentalist making a pit stop and coming out in 10th place, which means Dan now has 2 extra points to his name, and J. Cole gets 1 extra point to his name. So now it's interesting. I think Ferrari still take the constructors, but it just makes it that little bit closer.
It really does, but hey, it keeps us on our toes here.
Yep, now B. Morgan, any hope of the constructors for Red Bull here? He needs to stay within that 3-second time penalty of Toxic. He cannot afford for Toxic to get away from him.
No, he can't. No, he can't really. Dan though, he really needs to keep that Toro Rosso behind him.
Oh, speaking of the Toro Rosso, I just remembered that Dylan also has a 3-second time penalty to his name.
That is true.
So Dan will actually get promoted to 5th right now.
Neither one of the Red Bulls have a penalty, do they?
I don't think I've seen any come up. I know Campbell hasn't. I know Toxic has got 1 to his name. I know J. Cole's got 1. I just saw Harry come up with a penalty, and we know that Dylan's got a penalty for earlier in the race. Now, Car Mentalist is going to catch up to J. Cole by the end of this race. You would have to assume on those very fresh soft tyres. Exactly. But both of them have penalties. This is just... The suspense on the constructors is actually... It's very interesting.
That it is. So it keeps us always guessing, and all. Just every position and the split of seconds is really counting on this last race.
Every position gained, every warning that you pick up closer to a penalty is really going to affect how this race is going to end up. And as it stands right now, Ferrari, they do have the Constructors' Championship. But Toxic has a penalty, and if B. Morgan wins this race, Red Bull do have the Constructors' Championship. And we know Dylan's got a penalty, so Dan will get 10 points out of this. Everything is absolutely on the line. As we got Harry on the back of Dan.
Really getting it on Dan. He's like, Dan is just a sitting duck. Nothing he can do, and Harry just whizzes by him.
Now, is Harry going to be the team player and try to hold up Dan so Dylan can get that 3-second gap?
He probably will. But I don't think he really needs it though, because Dan, I'm not sure if it's just the track, but yeah, he's doing everything he can just to stick with them.
And all these guys are actually closing in on Velocity as well, so we could see a situation where Velocity, I think, also has a penalty. I'm not sure, I can't quite remember, but Velocity could be affected by these penalties.
It could be. So definitely penalties will factor in this race. P. Morgan just really struggling just to keep up with Toxic with those fresher compounds.
But he is doing enough at this moment in time to stay within that 3-second time penalty.
You can only hope that Toxic is just blistering those tires up. That's all he can hope that Toxic's doing.
Well, it does look like in the middle sector, at least, that these two are very evenly matched on their times. So
yeah, it's
maybe the
just
crossover is already starting to happen. Maybe the mediums are now slowly starting to become better than the soft tires.
yeah. I mean, this. I think they've reached. I think we have reached a part to where both the tires are, both different compounds are now an equal playing field. Because these medium compounds can go for over 20 laps.
Yep, and we know that the soft tires can definitely go 16 laps, though they are going to be fairly worn. But in terms of lap time, they actually hold up pretty well, the same as the mediums.
That is true. Right. Right now, the only closest battle we have is with Dan and Harry. Dan tried.
I mean, we do have Bag of Bones and Starja for 11th place as well.
And also, Ben is actually really catching up. Mostly
Ben,
due to the
28.
fact that
28 laps on those mediums. I've only just noticed that.
Yeah, I think he's been really conserving those tires because it does not look like he's losing too much time. In fact, he might be gaining time.
Well, it just goes back to what I just said about the mediums as well as the softs really really being able to pull out the lap time even when worn beyond all belief.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Yeah, he's actually closed in a little bit as Ben.
Yeah, it really has. So he's doing a good job on those 28 lap old tires.
And as I thought, Harry playing the team game right now, Dan is just outside of that. He's just on the teetering edge of that 3 second mark. So I want people in the chat right now, place your votes. We have 4 laps to go as our race leader Toxic now crosses the line to start lap 33 of 36. Who is going to win the Constructors' Championship? Will it be Red Bull or will it be Ferrari? Let us know in the chat. Who are you backing?
I think Toxic is trying to push that car to its utter limits just to get that 3 seconds. And it looks like he is gaining a little bit of time, but not a huge significant amount. But he needs to think of something very soon.
As we have Dylan now on the back of Velocity. So as I said, these guys were catching him. However, Dylan is starting to run a little bit low on the teetering edge of his fuel. I did see his fuel light on, so that could also play a key role.
Weird, I don't see any.
Oh no, it came on and it flicked off. So I'm guessing like he short shift and it just went back to 0-0 and he chucked it into lean for the middle sector. But here he goes now with DRS wide open, and there we go, there's it, it's back on.
Yeah, Dylan now all over the back of all over the velocity now.
I think that might have been a warning.
It looks like Dylan did not have the greatest exit though, but still managed to gain that time back a little bit. Now Dan, he is all over the back of Harry.
Dan's not forcing it.
Yeah, I don't think he really wants to risk it right now.
I tell you what, this is going to be nail biting all the way to the finish because 2.7 is the gap between Toxic and B Morgan as we got a yellow flag in sector 1.
Oh, that's
as
Ben.
Is Ben. Ben on those 31 lap old mediums. I think he has actually reached the cliff on them.
Yeah, I think those tires are done. He might retire here. Or actually, it looks like he's going to continue on.
Well, you never know. I mean, he is in 13th place. As Dylan dives it down the inside of Velocity for 4th place, Velocity's going to get the better run out of the Senna S's, and no, Dylan actually gets the better run out of the Senna S's. And here we go. Oh, little bit of contact made there between Velocity and Dylan. Little bit of wheel banging as Dylan goes deep into turn 4. Oh, he's in the wall.
Oh no!
Dylan is in the wall, and he's got to make sure.
And that's what Dan needed, though. That's heavy front wing damage with Dylan Den now up to P6. He definitely needed that.
Yep, that is big news now for Red Bull.
Here comes Toxic starting the final lap. He needs to gain 3/10 on this final lap. Just keep this win.
Right now, Dylan, there's no point in going into the pits right now, so the question is, will Tiggerby, well, Tiggerby should be able to get past him, but can J. Cole over the course of this final lap? We know J. Cole has a 3-second time penalty.
Tiggerby wasn't very comfortable, actually.
Dylan's gone into the pits.
He does. And that
Dylan,
really cost
you are insane. I have to say it.
Yeah, Ben's tires have completely fallen off.
Oh my god, it's less than a tenth now. Toxic and B Morgan, as it's just dipped over a tenth. It is literally a tenth in it. Who is going to win this race? Who is going to win this Constructors' Championship?
He is almost there. He is just so close. He's almost there.
As we got Toxic coming through.
Toxic has to put the power down. B Morgan has also got to put the power down.
Now Toxic to the line. He will win this race on track. But will B Morgan take it away?
But this is so close now. But no, I don't think that was enough. B Morgan will win it.
B Morgan will take the win. And Campbell will come in third, meaning that's the 10-point gap. Absolutely depleted right there between Red Bull and Ferrari, which means Dan crossing the line in 6th place should very much win the Constructors' Championship now.
He got up to 5th. That
So,
does win it. So Red Bull has won the Constructors' Championship.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Campbell for Ferrari wins the Drivers' Championship. Red Bull pick up the Constructors' Championship. And there was absolutely nothing that could be done in terms of J. Cole. It was literally a recovery drive. He done well to get back up into 7th. So, we got to give a little bit of credit there for J. Cole's recovery drive.
Yeah, J. Cole, he tried. Yeah, he did really great in the beginning and also did great on recovering.
So, once again, two races in a row. B Morgan on the top step of the podium.
What a finish for the season.
Absolutely fantastic, as we got 2 British flags and a Scottish flag up there on the podium here at Brazil. It has been an absolutely fantastic season. And much like what we done last week, when we turned around and brought in the Drivers' Champion Campbell, I think this week we should do the same for the Constructors' Champions. Yeah. But our race winner, B Morgan, Toxic in 2nd, Campbell 3rd, Velocity in 4th, Dan in 5th, Harry in 6th, J. Cole 7th, Tiggerby 8th, Car Mentalist 9th, Starja 10th. Dylan made a big mistake by coming into the pits on the final lap. He could have just lost 1 place, but he lost a fair few, finishing in 11th. And then we got Bag of Bones rounding out the final points paying position.
Yeah, it's just a very, very, very close one. So that, like I said, that is just one heck of a way to end the season.
Yeah, absolutely outstanding. We had fantastic wheel-to-wheel racing. And it was a nail-biter all the way to the end. Because if Toxic had got that 3-second gap, I think Ferrari take the constructors.
I think they would have, but it's really hard to tell.
Well, B. Morgan was able to get 10 points on Campbell. The gap between first to third. He would have lost 7 points if he did finish second. But it was unbelievable all the way down to the nail biters. And we have been joined by the Red Bulls, who have won the Constructors' Championship. Guys, absolute nail biter all the way to the finish. And
yes, at least we won something.
I don't know if you know this, B. Morgan. If you didn't get within that 3-second time penalty, you would have lost the Constructors' Championship.
I know, it couldn't have got much closer. I came at the last corner and was 2.95 behind. There's no fuel left or anything.
It was absolutely unbelievable, and honestly, but it was a fantastic race. So you pretty much commanded it. Obviously, with Toxic on those fresh softs, nothing you could do with it really to hold him back.
Yeah, he was way too quick. Even Campbell let him by to try and get to me quicker.
I mean, it was smart strategy from Campbell, to be fair.
Yeah, you have to appreciate.
I would have done the same.
Yeah, really good, really great laugh from him. And Dan, I would like to say, even though it seemed like you were kind of struggling towards the end, but you just kept your head clean and you managed to get a really great position for your teammate here. So I just want to just give you props on keeping your head down and taking the advantages that was placed before you. So great. So like I said, great drive for both of you.
Yeah, thank you. I kind of struggled with pace, to be honest. Like, I was faster in practice. Like, I was practicing the whole day, and just the longer the day went, the slower I got. Probably too much.
That's how it tends to go, isn't it? The more you practice, the more you just find out you're just completely slow.
Yep.
But just great drive in general, and I bet you were just biting your nails just towards just the very end. And do you think as I say, I believe Toxic, he made the right call on. We thought it was a really bad call for the mediums at first, but then how we saw, he really made a good job for the softs towards the end. So I want to give him props for that one as well. So just kind of
we completely forgot about it. We completely forgot that we could start on different compound. So there's one point where he was taking like a second lap out of me, and there's nothing I could do about it. So you have to say unlucky for him, but lucky for us.
Yeah.
This season is kind of unlucky though, because he is probably the fastest after Campbell, and this season really didn't go his way. Like, I think Toxic is the most underrated driver of D2.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we were saying at the beginning of the race that Toxic will play a key role in the Constructors battle. Because he was quick enough to be there.
Did.
Now, Dan, you had a very eventful race in the midfield with the Toro Rossos. Did you see what happened with Dylan up ahead of you?
I didn't see what happened. I saw some wings or something through the air flying, and then I saw Toxic just... not Toxic, Dylan just being really slow. I'm not sure what happened though.
I think he just might have lost his rear end, possibly. It's not a hard task to do in that corner.
I gotta ask, was you just managing the pace with the Toro Rossos, or?
Yeah, like I said, my pace was pretty like bad, personally, and I was just trying to stick in someone's DRS because they were all faster than me.
Yeah, I know how that feels, but
but right now that's all the time. That's all the time we have. Thank you for joining us, and congratulations on your guys' Constructors Championship. It is, for now, it has been Ghost and Ivory and Mike for Division 2 for the second season for the League of Europes. Until then, we'll see you in the next season.
Yep. Congratulations, guys, and have a good one.
Thank you.
See ya.